Welcome to G Fun Facts Online. When you picture the royal family, you probably think of the king on the balcony of Buckingham Palace, surrounded by the direct line of succession. They are the stars of the show. But what about the others? The cousins, nieces, and nephews standing further back. These are the minor royals, and their story reveals a fascinating, quiet revolution happening within one of the world's oldest institutions. For centuries, their path was set. They were the supporting cast, the loyal lieutenants, the strategic assets. But today, the script has been completely rewritten. This is the story of how the monarchy is changing, seen through the eyes of its less visible, but increasingly vital, members. Historically, the lives of minor royals were dictated by one thing: the security of the dynasty. Their personal ambitions were secondary to the needs of the crown. One of their most crucial roles was as a diplomatic tool. From the medieval era right up to the First World War, royal marriages were the bedrock of international politics. Younger siblings and cousins were valuable currency, married off to forge alliances, secure peace treaties, or lay claim to new territories. A well-placed princess could secure a generation of peace. A broken engagement could spark a war. It was a real-life Game of Thrones, played with sons and daughters instead of armies. Then there was the all-important role of the spare. With high infant mortality rates, a monarch's primary duty was to produce an heir, but a backup was considered almost as essential. The spare's role was delicate. Be present, but don't outshine the main star. Many younger sons found a noble purpose in the military, serving the crown without posing a political threat to their older sibling. The church was another respectable option, conveniently removing them from the line of succession. For female minor royals, life was even more constrained. Their value was primarily on the marriage market, and their education focused on making them suitable consorts for foreign princes. They were expected to be accomplished, elegant, and ready to manage a large household, all in service of their family's strategic goals. Beyond these formal roles, they were the permanent supporting cast at court, their presence at ceremonies a visible symbol of the dynasty's strength. They were, as King George VI reportedly called the family, essential members of the firm. But the 20th century arrived like a tidal wave, bringing with it 2 world wars, social revolutions, and the inescapable eye of the mass media. The automatic deference once given to royalty began to fade. The public, more educated and empowered, started asking questions. What is the purpose of such a large royal family, and what is the cost? The idea of a divine right to rule was replaced with the concept of a constitutional monarch who serves at the will of the people. To survive, the royals had to adapt. It was no longer enough to simply be royal. They had to be seen to be working for their keep. This led to a huge emphasis on public service and charity. Minor royals, in particular, took on hundreds of patronages, lending their time and status to countless causes. It was a way to demonstrate their value and connect with the public on a more human level. The 20th century also saw the first tentative steps of minor royals into the professional world. While many still chose the traditional military path, others began exploring new avenues. Prince Edward, Queen Elizabeth II's youngest son, famously tried a career in television and theater production after a brief time in the Royal Marines. He even started his own company. Though he eventually became a full-time working royal, his foray into the creative industries was a sign of the times. Similarly, Catherine, the Duchess of Kent, balanced her royal duties with a passion for music that led her to become a music teacher at a school in Hull, where she was known simply as Mrs. Kent. These were groundbreaking moves that challenged the idea that a royal's life should only be one of official duty. Perhaps one of the most significant moments was when Princess Anne decided not to give her children, Peter and Zara, royal titles. This was a deliberate choice to give them the freedom to build their own lives and careers, a clear signal that the monarchy was starting to embrace a more modern, flexible approach. For the current generation of minor royals, This new landscape is their reality. They are expected to forge their own professional paths while navigating their unique heritage. They live a dual existence, one foot in ancient tradition, the other in the 21st century workplace. The most prominent example is Zara Tindall, Princess Anne's daughter. She is a world-class equestrian, a world champion, and an Olympic silver medalist. Her success is her own, built on talent and relentless hard work. She has her own sponsorship deals and has even launched a jewelry line, showing a sharp entrepreneurial spirit. While she's a regular at family events, she has admitted that her royal name can be a double-edged sword, bringing an intense level of scrutiny that can make her career more difficult. Her older brother, Peter Phillips, has also built a successful career completely outside the royal fold. With a degree in sports science, he's worked for companies like Jaguar Racing and the Royal Bank of Scotland, and is now the managing director of a sports and entertainment agency. Like his sister, he holds no royal title and has never been a working royal, proving it's possible to be a member of the family while pursuing a conventional business career. Then there are Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie, the daughters of Prince Andrew. They've also had to navigate the world of work. Princess Beatrice has built a career in finance and technology, now serving as a vice president at a software company. Princess Eugenie followed her passion for art and is now a director at the contemporary art gallery Hauser and Wirth in London. Both sisters have been clear that they are not working royals and receive no public funding. They are financially independent, yet they remain committed to charity work and are still subject to intense public interest, highlighting the blurry line these minor royals must walk. Their experiences reveal a common set of challenges. First, the media scrutiny is relentless, amplified by social media. As Princess Anne noted, every aspect of their lives is subject to public commentary. Second, the royal name is a paradox. It can open doors, but it also creates the perception that their success isn't earned. They often have to work harder just to be taken seriously as professionals. And finally, there's the constant balancing act of juggling a full-time job with the unwritten expectations of being a royal. This shift isn't just personal choice, it's part of a deliberate strategy. The idea of a slimmed-down monarchy, long championed by King Charles III, is now a reality. The vision is for a more modern, cost-effective institution with a smaller core of working royals. In an age of public skepticism about cost, a smaller royal family is seen as less of a burden on the taxpayer and presents a more focused, modern image. The days of a crowded Buckingham Palace balcony are mostly over. However, this strategy has its own risks. As Princess Anne has pointed out, with the passing of an older generation of dedicated royals and the departure of the Sussexes, the remaining working members are stretched thin. Recent health issues for both the King and the Princess of Wales have highlighted the potential fragility of a smaller firm. There's a real danger that a smaller team won't be able to maintain the same level of public engagement, making the monarchy seem more remote. This brings us to the complex question of money. Who pays for all of this? The primary source of public funding is the sovereign grant, which covers the official duties of the monarch and a small number of senior working royals. It's an expense account for the business of monarchy, not a personal salary. The vast majority of minor royals, like Zara Tindall, Peter Phillips, and the York sisters, receive no money from the sovereign grant. They are private citizens who must earn their own living. But there are gray areas. The cost of security for the entire family is funded by the taxpayer, a point of frequent public debate. The use of royal residences can also be controversial, as the rental terms for minor royals living on the crown estate are rarely made public. This lack of transparency can fuel criticism and add to the pressure they face. The journey of the minor royal, from a dynastic cog to a self-sufficient professional, is a perfect reflection of the monarchy's own evolution. The institution has survived for 1,000 years because it knows how to adapt. Today's minor royals are Olympians, entrepreneurs, and art directors. They prove it's possible to be both royal and relatable, to honor tradition while embracing the modern world. Theirs is not an easy path, but their determination to forge their own way is not just a footnote in the royal story. It's a vital chapter in the ongoing narrative of a monarchy constantly reinventing itself for a new era. In their changing roles, we see the future of the firm taking shape, more professional, more independent, and more in tune with the realities of the 21st century.